disagree with these takes?
No way.
No way.
Or do you approve?
Oh, no doubts. No doubt. No doubt in my mind. No diggity, no doubt.
It's time to ask Michael Lombardi, no way or no doubt.
Woo-wee, let's get to it. Buffalo is 7-1 to win the AFC. They're tied for the third shortest odds with the Baltimore Ravens behind Kansas City and Miami, Michael. But we know how vulnerable this team has looked, specifically defensively, since losing their heart and soul on D. Matt Milano, Daquan Jones, Trey White, just to name a few, and some other guys still dinged up as we get set for Thursday Night Football tonight. But no way or no doubt, Michael, the Buffalo Bills need to be buyers at the trade deadline coming up next week to be competitive for an AFC title.
I think there's no doubt about that. I think they need to be strategically aggressive, and they need to kind of figure out what they can add to their defense that certainly could help them. They're on every level, their defense could use some help. Ed Oliver coming back would help. Daquan Jones is doubtful that he'll come back, so that's a problem. But, yeah, I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive here, because I think what we're seeing is that Josh Allen has done a wonderful job of covering up the deficiencies of their team by his play. Perfect example last week. You know, we talk about this offensive line, and they've made some changes, but he got hit a bunch last week. 40% of the time he was under pressure, and he wasn't very good. The thing that saves him, like always, is his ability to get out of pressure, his ability to not get tackled. And that's a hard thing to do when you're playing him. But if they played anybody else but Josh Allen under center, they would probably be a team looking to pick in the top 10.
Yeah, I agree. Buffalo's got to do something here soon. And with their record right now sitting right in that 7th spot in the AFC, teetering on the edge of not even being in playoff position right now, which is crazy to think about. Let's continue this trade deadline talk, because the Tennessee Titans recently traded away Kevin Byard to the Philadelphia Eagles and appear to be open for business as they get set for a little bit of a shifting and rebuild. No way or no doubt, Michael, the Titans should trade away Derrick Henry before the deadline.
I think they should trade away Derrick Henry before the deadline. They should try to trade Hopkins before the deadline. Yeah, I think they should. Now, you know, you'd say, well, that's not fair to the young quarterback to see what he can do. Well, you can figure out what a quarterback's doing and how he's playing without doing anything other than just, you know, you don't need Hopkins there to do it. If somebody's willing to give you a good deal, Hopkins only makes $1 million. You paid the signing bonus, so the cost is sunk, so you can get rid of him. So my sense of it is, if somebody calls and offers you something, are you going to sign Henry back to a huge deal next year? Because he kind of locks you in to running the football all the time. And you could see they want to get the Spears a little bit more. So, yeah, I think they should trade him.
Yeah, Tajay Spears out of Tulane, his backup, a very, very talented young man. See him get an opportunity. And to your point about the young quarterback, it appears we're going to see Will Levis get his first start this weekend. And if I'm doing my own no way or no doubt, I say no doubt Derrick Henry should go to the Dallas Cowboys. I would love to see that and how he would reboot that running game over there as a compliment as the guy with Tony Pollard and kind of have those two different styles of backs again. All right, keeping it moving here. The Carolina Panthers have their Super Bowl coming up this weekend, taking on the Houston Texans. Yeah. It's going to be the top 2 quarterbacks taken in this last draft going head-to-head. And this matchup, of course, has reinvigorated the debate of who's the better quarterback, who's going to be the better pro long-term. Before we get to the big question, let's hear what Carolina Panthers head coach Frank Reich had to say about his young QB and Stroud.
We got the guy we wanted to get, and couldn't be happier about that in every way. And I would say this: I'm happy for CJ. You know that he's had 6 good games, and I have no doubt he'll have many more good games. But I know this: when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks or any position, it's years, not weeks. You know, you can't put a label on a guy after 6 weeks or even a year.
And I think that was probably very important for Bryce Young specifically to hear after all of the things that have been talked about with regard to whether or not his coach wanted him. So no way or no doubt, Michael, the Carolina Panthers did make the right decision when they drafted Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud. What do you think?
I think they did. No doubt they did. I think what Frank said is so true. Weeks is not the time. I mean, Bryce Young has not looked bad. His timing, his ability to see the field is very good. He's got great rhythm to his game, but they can't protect. The offense is static. They don't move. He's in shotgun all the time. And I think, to me, they haven't done enough for him. And forget about, they don't have great receivers. That's not the issue. The issue is putting him in position to where he can succeed. Look, last week, and I've been critical of Mac Jones, but last week what New England did was they threw the ball in the middle of the field where Mac Jones can throw the football. They got into some bunch formations. They got him under center. They did things that make it a little bit easier for Mac to play. That's the key to football. That's the key to being good offensively. That's why Kyle's so good. That's why Sean McVay's so good. I don't think he's had this right now. If Sean McVay was coaching Bryce Young, we'd be talking about him at a high level.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Carolina Panthers, I think it's extremely unfair to point to Bryce Young and say he's the problem. This is a team that's got a lot of problems right now, and the book has yet to be written on the type of pro that he's going to be. There has been some money, though, coming in on C.J. Stroud's side of things, and the Houston Texans now up to a 3.5-point road favorite at Bank of America Stadium coming up this weekend. Now, we talked already a good bit about Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns, where things sit right now. Watson was, of course, ruled out of this Sunday's game against the Seahawks already yesterday from head coach Kevin Stefanski. It'll be his fourth missed game of the season. He left Week 7 versus the Colts after only 12 plays. He was 1 of 5 with nearly 2 interceptions and is under contract in Cleveland through 2026, and we obviously know the big money implications there. No way or no doubt, Michael, Deshaun Watson is the long-term answer for the Cleveland Browns at quarterback.
No way, but there's no doubt he has to be.
The perfect answer.
You can't, there's no getting around it. Look, here's what I said on the podcast today. I said, whenever you make a trade, you have to understand what your safety margin is in the trade. You have to ask yourself the question, what happens if we're wrong on Watson? What happens if he gets hurt? What happens if we're half wrong on Watson? What happens if, he has another character issue? All those things. And that should lead you to how you set up the contract. Gives you some safety. The Cardinals did it with, as bad as that deal was, the Cardinals did it for their safety programs within the Kyler Murray contract. But this team didn't do that. So for the next 3 years, they're looking at $63 million cap hit on their team every single year. There's no way. He has to be the answer for them. And what's going to happen is, what we'll see is, they'll be firing coaches left and right to try to make him a better player.
And we talk about the money so much, but also the first-round picks that were given up in this situation. It's just really unfortunate what we've seen from Deshaun Watson since he's come back from that 2-year layoff. He has not been any semblance of what we saw in Houston and the playmaking ability he had. All right, one more. Let's go to the San Francisco 49ers, Michael. They remain 2-1 favorite to be the NFC champion and rep the conference in this year's Super Bowl. But obviously, they've dropped their last 2 games. All of a sudden, people have some questions of if they really are as good as we thought they were. No way or no doubt, Michael, the 49ers are still the top team in the NFC.
No doubt they are. I think they're even with Philly, but I think their balance is better. They have to stay healthy, just like Philly does. But no doubt they have a really good team. Look, they're 2 plays away. They're 2 plays away from being undefeated. If the kid makes the kick in Cleveland, and if Steve doesn't make the call at the end of the first half, which I'm sure he regrets. So, yeah, I'm not overreacting. I think they'll bounce back this week with or without Purdy.
Michael, what still kills me about, even with the all-out blitz in the situation that it was, Charvarius Ward still almost got the interception. Like, he still could have made a play. The ball was in his hands. And then, Jordan Addison scores, and it's over before it even begins, it feels like, after that. But I'm still mad. I'm not going to get over it anytime soon, I don't think, Michael.
I can tell. It's only one game. It's going to help you.
I know.
Their confidence isn't weighing. One thing about when you lose a game like that and you go into your team meeting room, it helps you win the next week because people are angry. Mm-hmm. If you win a game on a play like that, there's a sense of, we got this. Look, we played bad. We did it. You need anger every week to be a good team.
And I kind of liked Mike Somich, who joined us in hour 1, his perspective on that 49ers-Browns game, that it was kind of that slug back and forth defensive type of a game. Maybe that just took a lot out of both teams from a physicality standpoint, and that both of them defensively should play better this week as well. So, again, Brock Purdy, though, looks like he's going to be unavailable in concussion protocol. Sam Darnold expected to get the start.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.